Thank you for making it. Now we are into lesson 5 of our paid video course on unlocking the universe secret codes with Yijing. So in the previous session, we looked at this 64 hexagram, right? So now let's continue and do this thing called Yijing divination. Many people find this very interesting but couldn't understand how has it been done. So now I shall teach you step by step. I'm sure you still can remember the attributes of the 8 trigrams, the Bagua. If you find it hard to remember, please look at this slide one more time. You can screenshot these and you can also go back to the previous video, especially lesson 4, how I explain the attributes of these 8 phenomena. In reality, once you understand the phenomena, the attributes will come up easily. Example, you have to understand the water is river water, right? The can is river water, not the usual water that we drink. So that's why it is difficulties. So how do you do this thing called problem solving using Yijing Bagua? That means the 8 trigrams. There are 3 steps. First, you need to define your issue and select one of the 8 trigrams, which trigram or which gua fits best your current point 0. After that, you need to have a goal. So which gua will suit best your goal? And the solution is you need to balance with the other 6 gua. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that simple. These 3 steps are designed by me and tested many, many times. They have worked and people are very appreciative of this method. Understand that you can read any books on Yijing, can go for many courses, but nobody come up with these 3 steps problem solving with Bagua. So you can consider yourself very fortunate or blessed that you're able to see this first and only slide in the world on problem solving with Bagua. So let me do an example. This is somebody told me the example, the first issue is that cannot find job due to old age. So now facing financial difficulties. So the best gua that describes your current situation is actually can. It's difficulty, right? And what's your goal? Oh, my goal is to get a stable job. It's very simple. Stable job is gun, the mountain, right? So now you have the water and you have the mountain. You know, for your water to become a mountain, you can't just overnight become a mountain, right? You need to have the other 6 gua, the other 6 trigrams, because Yijing is about balance and harmony. And if you are not balanced among these 8 things, you will not be able to achieve what you want. So very simple. You have to look for a job. You need to have the other gua. For example, you need to have passion. I mean, if you're old and you're so sick and tired, who wants to hire you? You need to have the passion of the Li fire and need to penetrate to different companies, right, through emails or whatever. So you need the shin, gentleness of penetration. You need to have cheerfulness, joy, and most importantly, bring joy to your prospective employer. And that's none other than the tui, the joyous tui, and that is the leg, right? And people always say older age people, they work very slow. Actually, I'm also one of the older people. I'm already 60 years old. And many people say, Andy, you are actually a bit slower. No problem. So I try to be faster with the zhengguo, the thunder, right? The quick thunder. And because people of a certain age, they tend to be stuck with old way of thinking. So you need to have the creativity, new way of thinking. You need to have limitless concept with the 乾卦 of creativity. And lastly, when you're of a certain age, you know you are going to suffer from humiliation, from criticisms, and you have to take them in your stride. Accept them like the earth, the soil, the earth, the ground, the earth will take whatever you throw in. They never complain. So have the attribute of the kun that absorb everything. So ladies and gentlemen, it is that simple. Anybody can just follow these 3 steps and you realize that all your problems would be solved easily. If when you follow these 3 steps, you find that you're still stuck, I provide one-on-one consultation for free. when you pay for this course, understand that this course is just a tiny fraction of what you would pay if you go for the actual course, whether online or on-site. It is just so small amount, and I provide free consultation. Of course, sometimes I need to charge for the consultation because some of the issues are rather complex. But any case, if I need to charge, I will tell you. And if you're my student, most of the time I provide plenty of services that are free. So comment your questions to me. So one more thing to cover is many people say that what is this Bagua diagram? Bagua diagram is just the 8 trigrams arranged in a circular manner. And the first one on the left is called the original Bagua, whereby the positioning of the qian is on top. So simple, the qian is on top, right? Like what I have here, the qian is on top also, right? And this is called the original Bagua. And the below is the kun, the earth. And this is very obvious, right? This is the heaven and this is the earth, right? Then you have the wind blowing the northeast, then you have the Khan, the sea from the east, then you have the mountain, the southeast, right? Look at this, this is like the map of China, right? And then the southeast, yeah, those will be the Fujian province, a lot of mountain. And then southwest is a lot of thunder, correct? Right? That is the Tibet region, right? And then a lot of fire in the west, and then a lot of happiness in the northwest, because that was the capital of the Zhou dynasty, or the previous dynasties, right? For example, the Xia dynasty or whatever. So realize that this was created because it reflects the situation during that time. But the King Wen of Zhou, we call it Zhou Wen Wang, he rearranged the sequence whereby the Li fire is on top and opposite must be the water. So in other words, it's actually the same Bagua. So I'm not using another Bagua I see here, right? I'm just turning the direction wherever the Li is on top. That's all, right? So there are no two different diagrams. So understand that it's just the positioning is different, but they have the same Bagua. And then what is next to them, left or right, are actually the same. There is no difference, right? Just like turn this way is like that, right? Just like how you turn the wheel. This is something very important because some people do not understand. They will think, oh, there's another gua, there's another pa gua. No, no, no. It's the same pa gua. Just like turn it the other way around, right? So the Li fire is on top. Why? Because now it's different. The perspective is different. You know, the Zhou Wenwang, he's from northern China. He looked towards the south. The south is actually the hotter regions, right? So fire is hot, and then behind him will be the mountain. So behind him is the cold, the Mongolian desert, and those very cold weather. So it's called a Khan, and a lot of difficulties, right? And towards his, if you're looking from there, then towards the northeast, basically is our northwest today. There's a lot of mountain, there's a lot of kun, correct, right? And then towards the southeast is actually the Qian where the money is, right? If you look down in this way, right? So realize that this is reflecting the Zhou dynasty, the King Wen of Zhou, how they face, and that's all. Nothing very special about this, right? And more importantly, this is actually his signal, his message to the people to revolt against the Shang dynasty. And the action comes from the Zheng thunder here, which to him that was actually his Zhou kingdom was there. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you find these too complicated, don't bother. Just know that Bagua diagram is just arranging the 8 trigrams in a circular manner. And you may ask, nowadays, which one do we follow? Actually, most of the time, people use this subsequent Bagua or Houtian Bagua. But use the original Bagua, it is also correct. No big deal about that, right? So with that understanding, we shall go into the exciting segment, exciting lesson of our course, and that's called Yijing divination. Through Yijing, you're able to predict the future. You can know what share to buy to make money. Are you excited about this? If you are, please quickly go to the next video.